Okay, gang, this is Tom here. This is my GP7 engine that I have a project for to get it converted over from DC to DCC. I got this on eBay, sorry for the movement. And the guy shipped it out and I got it. And I put it on my DC workbench over there where I have it. And it ran fine. And then I installed a decoder in it that I had, which was Soundtrack's TSU MP15 AC model, and I had it. I have an MP15 AC switcher, and I switched out that decoder for a regular Soundtrack's decoder. Now I remember why I did it, because it didn't work as well as it should have. So that's that. And the only thing wrong with the shell is it's missing the horns on the top, and they go here and on the other side. There's two holes for that. What I did was I 3D printed horns. I just have to paint them and then I'll glue them in there. Gonna do that after I get the shell put back on the body, and once the decoder's working and the lights and the speaker and everything. So let me just put this over here. And I did prep work. Like I said, I had another decoder in there, so I had to take that other decoder out, and I ordered a new one. And that came today in the mail. We'll go over. Here's the package it came in. And let's just take it out of the bag. And there's all kinds of bubble wrap. And that's got a rubber band on there. Take it and holding the camera and trying to. So that's that. It's a TSU PNP8 decoder, and it's a lot thinner than the other one was, so it'll fit in there better. And you can see you have connectors on both ends. The other one only had connectors on one end. So this here red wire, this red wire, and this red wire were connected together, and then there was another red wire on that went to the decoder, and then this black wire here, this black wire here is the ground. So I need to add another wire on there for that. In there, there's a place that I drilled a hole and put a screw in there, and then I could solder onto the screw. Can't solder onto these frames, I don't know why. But anyway, that's what that is. And and then these other two wires, the gray and the orange wire here, that's for the motor. So just have to put the decoder in and get that going and everything. Then I got a speaker here, and then two wires. They're the LEDs for the front and the rear for the engine. So this engine is going to be added to my passenger train, and I'm going to make that a consist to give that train a little more power, since it has a track clean car on there. And that's what the other engine is, a GP18, but I couldn't find a GP18 anywhere. And so this one here I got at a good price. It was a DC and converted it. I insulated the motor on here. I just put a piece of Teflon tape on the bottom there to insulate it. Then I stuffed it back in, connected the shafts, and the worm gears, all are connected and everything, and they spin and everything. So It's just a matter of getting the decoder installed, and we'll come back later on and start to do that process of installing it. So we'll see you in a little while, and thanks a lot. Take care. Please stand by. I will be right back. Okay guys, we're back now on this GP7 project. I did some prep work. My desk vibrates when that 3D printer's printing, and I didn't want to do anything on the camera because it would be shaking like crazy. So what I did was I pre-tinned all the wires, the orange gray, the two red ones, and the two purple ones, and then I pre-tinned the connections on the decoder. Two end ones are for the trucks on both ends, and then the two middle ones here are for the lights. But I won't do the lights now. I do the lights last, and we'll get them soldered on. So what I do is I put it up here, and then I use my little portable soldering iron, turn that on, and then what I do is I wait a minute and then I clean it off here. Once it gets warm, it'll clean it. Just keep on pushing it in there until it cleans it off. Should be getting hot now. There we go, a nice clean tip. I put a little solder on the tip, just a little bit, and then all I gotta do is touch these right onto each one of these connectors. Gotta have a steady hand. That's the black wire. Thing's gonna move on me. That's those two. I gotta do things left-handed. Okay, there's all the truck powers on. And this is a crapshoot here, which one goes on the right one on the motor. I'm going to try the gray one on the plus. No, I'm going to try the gray one on the minus. And then the orange one on the plus. Gotta twist the wire around so it works, it gets there. And there's the motor wires. Then we just have to put the speaker wires on. Doesn't matter which one goes to which connector. See, when you do the tinning on both ends, it goes on real easy. I used to try and stick them through the holes and solder them on there, and I got tired doing that. I just pre-tin them and tap them on there. That way, then, if you have to take the wires off for whatever reason, it's easier just to unsolder it and get it off, because when it's wrapped through the hole, it's hard to get it. So, let me turn off the iron, put it in here, clean it off. I always leave it in there so it doesn't catch anything hot. And I'm going to put this now on the track, and we should have an engine. Trying to get the wheels on are tough sometimes. You can hear the engine, you can hear the decoder. It's right there. Then I'm going to go on Decoder Pro and do a new loco, and then read from decoder. Now the motor's going to turn off as soon as I click this button on the read decoder. It says read type from decoder. So it's going to select the decoder that's inside the engine by how it reads the CVs in there. So here we go. It's reading CV8 now. Here's CV7, a couple of other CVs, and now it's selected the TSU PNP8 EMD diesels, which is what this is, and it came back on. And now I'm going to roster loco ID is going to be 506, which is the road number, and then I'm going to use long address, and then I'm going to make that 506 also. And then I write, the engine will go off when I hit the write button. It's writing that information out. It's writing CV1, and now it's OK, and I hit save. And it wants me to oh, I had that in there already. I gotta delete that. Now I can hit save. Now, yeah, because I had 506 in there from before in Decoder Pro with that old decoder that I was using. And then I go up here to that number, and then there's a couple of columns here, and I write in the road name, which is Norfolk, and WESTERN. Road number is 506. Manufacturer is Athearn. And the model is a GP7. And I'm the owner. And that's that. And then after that, what I do is I open up this engine, and in Decoder Pro it brings up a panel, and then I go to the CVs tab, and then I go and click on read full sheet. You can't see this, but that's what I'm telling you what I'm doing. Read full sheet, and it's going to read every CV that's in that decoder right now. So I'm going to click that. The engine's going to go off, as you can hear it, and it's going to read them CVs. So I'll be back when I get the engine all put back together, the lights on, I got to put couplers on it and stuff like that, and then we'll be back then. We'll see you there. Please stand by. I will be right back. Okay guys, I got the headlights and the rear lights all on, and I painted the soldering joints, and I'm just waiting for that to dry a little bit better before I stuff it in the engine. And so now, like I said before, I was going to put some Teflon tape around those joints there. So I cut a couple pieces, and what I do is I slip it underneath here like so. Then I wrap it around it. I gotta get that lined up there, and pull the tape over top of that, and pull that over like so. Now the decoder is secured there, and those wires are all covered up, and I got another piece for the other end, and I put that in there like that. Wrap it around. And doing that. And that takes care of that. So, then I just have to find some couplers, and I'll put them on. These are frame mounted couplers on each end, and I have these little boxes that snap on so you don't have to screw anything in place. And then I'll put the lights in. I have to secure them, and I have to secure the speaker on the top, and then we'll go from there. And I'll be back with it all put back together, and we'll put it on the track, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, we'll see you then. Please stand by. I will be right back. Okay guys, I got it all together. Just have to put the horns on. I have to paint them and the little details yet. And I got the couplers on. And if we just move it forward, it still hesitates a little. The track, I think the track's dirty here. I gotta clean it. And the track's dirty, that's why. And go backwards. Yeah, see, it hesitates a little bit. But that's it. And if I go forward, the headlights should come on. You can barely see them, but you can see them in the camera there. So that's it. That's how I converted it over. So it's working. And that'll go on the passenger train. And that's it. So in about a minute, it'll go. The sound will go off automatically. That's a trick I found, how to do that too. So let's just see how long it takes for it to go off. And so that's another project done, and we'll go from there. And yeah, the reason this is a minute long is because it stops at a train station for a minute. I don't want it to go off while it's at the train station. Keep it running, then it'll keep going. But it's a project that I was working on all my engines. I'll talk about that on my show on Wednesday night, and explain that in more detail. So you have to watch the show on Wednesday. That's Cab Crew Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Wednesdays. So hope to see you there. And we'll go a little bit longer here. Or it might be the wheels on this engine. They might be dirty too. I'll have to clean it. See that? The sound went off automatically. So, and the engine's still running because you can see the headlight is still on. So if I move the engine, it'll the sound will come right back on. If I go speed step 1, it'll go, or I could even play the horn. If I wanted to, I hit the horn button. And that doesn't work because it's part of the consist. But as soon as I move it, the sounds will come back on. So that's it, folks. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Take care. Tom and out.